And we're live.
And we're live. We're doing it. Let's hear it. Let's hear
All right, give me
it.
a
Come
second.
on, man.
Yeah, hold on. Here we go.
You can do it.
Where's it?
What's this? The
Dude, where was yours?
blitz scaling rap?
Yes, dude. What was the one that you did?
The Llama Lounge.
The Llama Lounge.
Llama Loco.
Llama Loco, dude. You gotta play that, man.
Yeah, I'll
Llama
pull it
Loco.
up. We'll tell the folks we talked about this app the last time.
Did we? Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. It hasn't gotten it. We haven't gotten any better. Well, it's gotten worse. Let's just say that
it's gotten worse, not better.
Tool's great. Dude, I used up all my credits.
And you're paying.
I paid.
What?
I had like just the basic subscription, but it was like 500 songs essentially. So I hit my 500 song.
Whoa,
limit.
man. So we prompted it when we were out, and this will be a segue into South by Southwest.
Yeah.
When we were in Austin, we ran into our friend Jeremiah, who runs a Llama Lounge in San Francisco. And so we said, why don't we do a Llama Lounge song and show it to him just for kicks, right?
Yeah.
And so this is what it came up with. And again, very little prompting.
Right.
Yeah, very little prompting.
Very little.
And it's pretty impressive. If I can get this thing. Hold on.
A little auto-tuned.
Yeah.
Well, it's the chorus coming up.
It's the chorus. Bro, come on. Llama Loco? Come on, give me a break.
Dance with the dude. Yeah, that's too good.
A writer couldn't have came up with that.
No.
It took like 20 seconds.
Yes.
It's kind of impressive. Of course, I play it for my kids, and they're like, that's the worst thing I've ever heard. Don't ever do that again.
Yeah, we apologize to anyone who gets cringed out.
Yeah, there's a cringe factor to it for sure.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're looking at. That's the worst it's ever going to sound.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just like everything else that you see, right? It's like that's the it's gonna be.
Yeah.
So you can only imagine over time, right?
Yeah.
This stuff. So anyways, we just got back from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's been about a week now, week and a half.
Yeah.
What was the highlights for you for South by Southwest? We try to line it up with tech.
Yeah.
It's a lot different now. It used to be a week.
Yeah.
Week film, music, tech.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of just 10 days of mashed up.
Yeah.
Everything.
Well, I think the movie stuff was coming in while we were going, or music. Yeah. I had a great time just sort of hanging out in Austin. We had a great place in it's called SoCo, South Congress.
Yeah.
So literally like 3 or 4 blocks from Allen Boots and all that. I mean, walking distance. So we had a great little spot, great little Airbnb.
Yeah, we actually helped out in an event.
Yeah, I mean the events were great.
Yeah,
the events
kind of these offsite events. Yeah, I even had a cowboy hat.
Dude,
I was all in. I was all.
Charlie
in.
Went for it. You went for it, dude.
I went for it. Full Dumb and Dumber. Lloyd.
Dude,
with the big hat.
You owned it. That was great.
But yeah, the event was Unlock by Next Practices Group.
Mhm.
Jeremiah, who is like who we mentioned, was one of the panelists talking
Mhm.
about AI. At their new offices, they had like Blues and Breakfast Taco Truck and Good Talks.
Mhm.
It was
Mimosas.
mimosas. Yeah, it was a fun event, and it was packed.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. Oh yeah.
150 people or something like
Yeah.
that showed
No,
up.
most people were standing.
Yeah.
They ran out of
So
room.
yeah, it's very promising. I think for Austin. I think
Mhm.
I mean, granted, some people were there for the conference, but a lot of people like us were there just to network.
Yeah.
Not really at the conference per se, but there during that time to
Yeah.
network, and
Yeah.
that's the best part of it.
And I really like the fact that the talks were super relevant to like what's happening right now.
Mhm.
Like some of the issues with AI were discussed. Some of the sorry, Peach is down here messing with
Yanking on the cords.
Come on. She's right on the cord. But anyway, but it was really relevant to some of the issues that are going on.
Yeah.
Some good perspectives. There's a good panel discussion. I felt like Jeremiah's talk was great. And yeah, it's just interesting. I mean, we're all sort
Well,
of.
let's talk about that Perplexity
Oh, yeah.
example he gave. He talked about SEO,
Yes, he did.
and then tell us about the trend that's forthcoming between SEO and AI.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and we've had this conversation with one of our SEO partners already. We sort of see the right now search, and we should say Google, has sort of cornered the market. So most sites that we build have some sort of search optimization, right? Search engine optimization, which we all know really is sort of Google search optimization. And so what we're sort of seeing is that as the trend is going to be to move away from search, and people are just going to go and ask these chatbots, hey, instead of looking at 3 sites or doing my own research, hey, tell me what this or that, go ahead and tell me based on what you are either already know, or if you don't know it, go find out. And so that is going to become the predominant sort of behavior within a year, I think. This is why Google, I don't think was, even though they had AI, they didn't launch it because they sort of knew full well that this was going to directly impact their search dominance. So what we think is going to happen, and Jeremiah talked about this, is this trend towards sort of almost like AI optimization. So rather than making your website sort of tuned to search so it turns up in relevant search topics, what you're really going to be wanting to do is be relevant to that bot or that large language model as it looks around and tries to find information. And so rather than, and this is kind of going to be interesting because right now search there's metadata insights currently.
Yeah. And people have tried to game it for years. Right?
Oh, that's, to me, that's the entire SEO industry is sort of like trying to game these algorithms.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is with AI, there is sort of, I don't think the algorithm is there to be gamed. I think what we're really going to see is, can you sort of have information available for AI to utilize to sort of produce a better result when performing a query or doing giving a response. And so what I sort of see is this day where you have sort of like the human website that's for human consumption, and it's nicely packaged, it's clean, everything's sort of organized and very optimized for quick, because we know people don't spend any more time on a website than they need to. So we've condensed things down into very sort of easy to understand sites. But I think what you're going to have coming soon is sort of the AI version of that site, which is going to be way longer, much more complex. It's going to have all those details that are sort of going to be used to answer questions, so that even in short order, like just scanning the site, the AI will be able to sort of become an expert quickly in what you do.
Yeah. And like you said, it might not be anything you see on the front end. It might
No,
entirely be in the code, in the source code,
absolutely.
right? Like we talked about the analogy of using Open Graph
Yes.
for Meta or whatever, right?
Yes.
Which is common now for all websites. So
That's right.
I need that title, description. I need the cover image to be displayed so that when I post a link on social media, all this information shows up instead of just a link, right? And so in a lot of ways, I think somebody's going to come up with a standard that's embedded into websites that's going to be common practice so that these bots can pick it up and quickly, within seconds, know everything about the website, your business, your organization, whatever it is you're selling.
Right.
And then this idea of sponsored sentences, right?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Interesting as well, which is highlighting, it's like your keyword or your key phrase, highlighting that so the bot goes straight to that and says, this is how, or in some ways, sponsored sentences, meaning how is advertising even going to play into this, right?
Right.
You're asking it, give me the top 10 or best place to do whatever, or best place to. The example at the event was, what's the best barbecue, which is like it's very subjective. But then pie, I think it was, right? They were using pie. Just picked one I had never even heard of. Wasn't Black's. It wasn't Franklin's. It was some other one.
Right.
And why?
Right.
Why did it choose that one?
Right.
Right. And so that's going to be the next sort of thing to figure out.
And it sort of makes sense. Of course, there's the phrase that marketers ruin everything. I'm sure at some point, yes, your conversation with ChatGPT will become full of, by the way, have you, it's time for a Coke today, So I think there's opportunities for the AI obviously is going to make things easier, but it's also going to potentially, go back to some of the stuff we
for sure. So sponsored sentences, optimize your site for AI. So AI optimization versus SEO.
Yes.
Right.
So
search engine
think
optimization.
Of it AIO, right?
AIO, folks. You got that?
AIO. You heard it here.
You heard it here.
Yeah.
And I've been talking about AX for a while now.
Yes.
Which is artificial or AI experience, right?
Yes.
Which is right now everything's about UX.
Yeah.
User experience. Well, what happens when we're out of the equation?
Right.
Now you're talking about agent to agent. So not AI experience, like agent experience, AX. So
that's right.
Agent talking to agent, right? So what does that look like? Right now they're using a lot of computer vision to scrape and look at websites. But I foresee a day where they don't have to do that. Like the raw information is there. Right? Just sure, you'll have to look at some pictures, but I think you can read a link and look at it. Why does it need to be laid out for a bot?
Right.
Anyways, that's my opinion. We're on a short time thing here, so let's segue. I got the little red light saying wrap it up here already. The NVIDIA conference is going on right now, and I don't know if you saw the videos or the pictures, but the Sharks, I don't know what the arena is called today. The Shark Arena was packed to the rim, and Jensen came out and said, "You are not at a rock concert."
Yes,
it's incredible how many people showed up to this thing and sat.
We're going to be talking about some.
We're going to be talking about developer stuff and hardware, nerdy stuff. But I think one of the highlights was, aside from all the all the stuff they're creating, all the calling themselves a foundry now and creating all these stacks for people to just plug and play into AI. But this humanoid thing, man, the little robot came out from Disney, and then he stood in front of a wall of different robots that are about the size of humans, and so that's coming.
Yeah,
I don't know when. If is that a 2-year, 3-year thing, or a 5-year thing? But it's coming.
Yeah. And even like the Tesla Optimus, is it Optimus bot? I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
even talking right away, like even price point. He's like, it'll be like buying a car,
Yeah.
you know? So we're talking, mostly sub 100,000 for most people. And, it'll just be a thing you're going to have around the house. Like,
And they'll probably get progressively cheaper too.
absolutely.
Right. So in the
absolutely.
beginning, I mean, you imagine when cars came out, you went from
Yeah.
horses, carriages to
Yes.
automobiles. Probably the rich people,
Yes.
high, net worth people bought them in
Yeah.
the beginning until they were more popular, like TVs, like anything else, right? And so over time, the technology gets cheaper and cheaper. So
Yeah. It's exciting now.
yeah, it's exciting times. Check out the NVIDIA. I think it's called GTC or something.
Yeah. And be on the look at we're calling him Sitebot. The Sitebot. It's going to be right here.
We're gonna have our own bot.
Yeah, and be on our show.
Be on the show.
Yeah,
I like that. So stay tuned. Thanks for tuning in. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube Shorts, and we got some more content coming. So
smash that like button.
Or if you're on LinkedIn, follow our page.
Yeah, exactly.
We got some more content coming.
Some goodies
and memes. Later.
See you.